Don't be trying to take my water, man. Got to keep my eyes on this one. That's filled me with the Holy Spirit. I ain't playing with y'all. No, man. But seriously, man, listen. One of the major things is it's really when God shared with me that it was very important that I didn't take people thank yous for victory. Right? There's a place where people say thank you. There's a place where people begin to acknowledge you and you take it for granted. You begin to see it as a form of victory. There's no greater defeat than right after a victory. All of your defenses are down. You are looking and you are not thinking about the intake anymore, right? Now you're like, man, this is a special season. Well, I ain't that person, right? I've always fought against that adversity. And so once I'm here, I'm here. And it took me a moment to get back to boldness, man. And so understanding the fact that wisdom is a different language. To the extent that you begin to delve in the scriptures, to the extent that you begin to really comprehend the scriptures, asking Dad for understanding, not being in this place where it's like, don't ever question God. You're my daddy. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I can ask you a question I don't understand. What do you mean? Right? And so we grew up with this whole theology or ideology that you can't question God, but he's supposed to be looked at as your dad. Well, what it was is that no one has actually looked at him as Abba Father. There's a place where the scriptures declare that you will begin to acknowledge him as Abba Father. Abba Father, my dearly beloved Father. When you get to that place, you understand that questions are also necessary for all that you're doing and where you're going. So now that you're in a spot that you can't seem to corral who you are, right? You can't seem to corral whether or not you're a person of integrity. You can't seem to corral the time and the things that you can do with your time. You are accustomed only spending time with your family, what, an hour? And if you are there, then that hour is not really an hour where there's a check-in moment, right? That check-in moment is like, what's going on with school? How are your friends treating you? Who are some of your enemies, right? What are some things that people are talking about that they don't like? I'm watching you. What are some things that people are pretty much talking about that they don't like, right? What are some things that people have said to you over the course of your time that may have seemed like a derogatory statement, but in actuality, it was informing you of your gift, right? Throughout my whole existence, I might not spoke, but when I did speak, I can carry on for quite some time. And people say, he always got something to say. He'll get to going on. Don't get him too fired up. Right? And so it was a joke, but as time went on, I recognized that I was just filled with wisdom, and wisdom itself, again, revisiting that point, it's smooth in its essence. Most of our leaders have been very boisterous, not really taking consideration of their body and the fact that they are traveling, and so they're overweight. They're not looking at their structure. They're not thinking about the battle. Me, myself, I've been through enough to know that I'm always at war. Right, so I'm not so concerned what is going on now. I just really want to let people know, like, I'm no pushover. Right, I couldn't wait to get back to this spot. And you could ask one of my lead brothers, Arthur Mark Brown, where he's a minister, but this is the guy that I was talking to, and I'm like, the connection with the Lord, like, just had to just break down, right? Like, why are you crying all the time? The connection with the Lord, and the children, just like everyone is like, man, I know you got this special relationship with the children. I mean, and true enough, man, like, trust me, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that next. But the connection with Dad, to know that I was okay. I've been ostracized all the time, and that was the only person that gave me approval. I'm in a season. I know that he's here. He's near. So now you got to come see me. You got to confront me. Because I'm coming. I'm coming, and I ain't worried about anything. I spent these last 4 years pouring into people's lives. Well, the first year I just pretty much prayed over music to cleanse my soul.